The power in Launch Together is that it's really pulling in the strengths and the knowledge and the resources from so many of our partners. This is long-term, sustained, and really supported work in communities across our state to really connect all the places that intersect with young families, educational settings, child care settings, primary care settings, behavioral health folks. Let's connect all of those so that we can really stack the odds for supporting young families with better outcomes. What's unique and what's actually powerful about Launch Together is that it's now this collaborative of 8 of our community funders. 8 local funders have come together. And so instead of kind of elbowing the way into work, it was actually linking arms for this, where there was this collective intelligence and agreement on what can we do to impact in a positive way the lives of young people and really young families. Where Rose Community Foundation has become so important is that in this kind of very early knowing that this needed to be done and be somebody, a backbone, if you will, somebody to really hold the intention of this work. This work, this vision actually is not available to us without program officers and leadership inside the Rose Community Foundation having a long view. How are we able to hold this work in a way that we can be patient and wait for some of the long-term outcomes?
Grand Beacon Middle School, we started 5 years ago redesigning ourselves, and we became an innovation school. So we worked with the community and our teachers and students and wanted to figure out what we wanted to bring and how we could service the needs of all of our kids. 5 years ago, kids would stay after school for detention or for clubs, but that was only about 10–15% of our kids.
We have a demographic where we have students about 86–87% qualify for free and reduced lunch, which is at or below the poverty line. We really wanted to build the best possible school for every kid that comes in the door, and knowing that students who live at or below the poverty line have less access to things such as sports, art, enrichment opportunities, and so it was really a part of our mission and vision to provide that for all kids that walk in the door. Some
of the feedback that we got from parents and community members and teachers is we need to give our kids more opportunities. We can target academics, but we also need to give them a whole child approach and give them enrichment opportunities, and the extended learning allowed us to do that.
The Rose Community Foundation has also helped in other areas, such as our planning for our Beacon network. We're starting a second school due to the success of our school. The district has asked us to replicate and start a second school. The impact of the More and Better Learning Time is that after-school programs are not just for some kids, it's for 100% of our kids. So we can proudly say that 100% of our students have access to enrichment programming.
Since we were able to use our time more effectively, our out-of-school suspensions have dropped by 60% over the past couple of years because we can do things during the school day. And what we've noticed is kids want to stay in school if they have structured activities to work on.
We especially like the innovative spirit of Rose Community Foundation. They really support innovative practices that schools are doing, and they put a lot of faith in school leaders and schools and support us and really support closing the achievement gap in Denver, and we really appreciate that.
Senior Source is not just for older people looking for things to do, but it's for people like you and me who are dealing with aging parents. So Senior Source is not only a page on 9news.com. It's events that we attend, it is senior law books, it's a Facebook page, it's community outreach. It is so much more than just a website. Rose Community Foundation has been an instrumental part of what it can become and how far it can go and who can it reach. And so they have opened the doors for us to take this resources out into the community to places we never even thought of or knew existed. And with the support of the Rose Community Foundation, we have been able to continue this program and in fact grow it as Colorado's older population continues to grow as well. Way back in the day, we were looking for partners and Rose Community Foundation came forward. There are older populations across the country who are healthy and active and needing resources. So our parent company, Tegna, asked us to create a model of the program, Senior Source, and offer it to the 46 additional stations that are part of the Tegna family. It has been accepted on the East Coast, and so we're very excited, and we are continuing to encourage our other stations to adapt it for their market.
Jewish Student Connection helps Jewish teenagers kind of discover who they are and how being Jewish impacts and informs their identity and the choices that they make. And it really starts from an understanding and a recognition that the modern teenager is extremely busy, and finding time to do something that is specifically Jewish is very difficult for them. We come to their schools on their time. We provide exciting and fun and I think thought-provoking activities and programs which really serve to help them kind of incorporate Jewish thought, values, ethics, and tradition into their lives. Rose Community Foundation funded some research to understand Jewish teens in the Denver, Boulder, seven-county area to try to understand their connection with Jewish life. From that study and the results, they recognized teens did not have as strong of a Jewish involvement, a regular Jewish involvement, as what's possible. In 2010, after the research and the report, the community invited JSC to come to Denver and to fill this role of meeting teens where they are and to help engage them in activities and programs that could help them make proud and meaningful connections with Jews, with Judaism, with Israel, and with each other, to meet other Jewish kids. We try to reach as many kids as possible, but it's not just the number of kids, it's really about the individual one. Each one of those teens is important, and I think it's the impact on the individual that's really so crucial. One thing that kept on coming up in terms of our director meetings was all the other directors said, we wish we had a Rose Community Foundation here for us. It's the continued support of bringing together other people who are involved in Jewish teen life on a regular basis with peers in Denver and around the country, where we can discuss teens and programming and activities, and the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And so when we get together and we have colleagues and to discuss and to share ideas, we really are able to impact, I think, the teens as themselves and the community as a whole.
The Denver Film Society has been around 37 years. Our festival is 39 years, 2 years into the festival being around. They created the Denver Film Society, which is our umbrella organization. We're a nonprofit cultural organization here in Denver. Governor Hickenlooper has often said that we are one of the gems of cultural organizations in Denver.
The work that we have done, the supporters that we have brought into the organization, 4,000 plus people who really commit to say, we love the Denver Film Society, we love what you do. So it's a way, in my opinion, to help honor a lot of their support over all of these years and say, thank you for getting us to this point. It's now time to look to the future and how we can sustain it. The endowment here at the Denver Film Society is going to look at a lot of our different programs that we do. We're not just a one avenue that we're going down with filmmaking or anything like that. We're literally trying to grow opportunities for the Denver community, the staff, again, the young filmmakers community, the working filmmakers here in the state of Colorado as well. We want to make sure that this place is around for a long time and they have opportunities.
When I started going to the cohort, it was almost like, well, what are they going to really teach me? And one of the things that happened, and it was just extraordinary to me, is about the second or third meeting that we had, I just all of a sudden understood that they were going to give me tools to think about how to get people to support us in a different way, in a way that would be sustainable and would be long-term and would make sure that the organization would have that support long-term.
The types of organizations that they brought us all together, the varying degrees of our sizes, the difference of our missions and everything, helped really guide how you were thinking about what you were doing. So best practices just became kind of natural as far as the conversations, the topics that were held.
This special group of people that are also in the same situation that we're in, so that we could really feel like we were in a safe place, that we could share our problems, explore our futures together and without fear, and also to make this bond with these other people. I've already made bonds with all these other organizations and the people that were in the cohort.
I would like to say thank you to the Rose Community Foundation as well, because having, again, these types of groups in the same room together just shows what a unique but yet strong and culturally knitted together community Denver is. That has really, I think, helped us be able to talk to our staff at the Denver Film Society, our board of directors, to say that this really is important, and it is important to the work that we feel so passionate about doing here at the Denver Film Society.